Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer, traveling through the Philadelphia area. We're in the area for the National Homebrewers Conference. In the back seat are Andy Sparks.
Hey, great to be here.
And Steve Wilkes.
Always a pleasure.
And our driver and tour guide is Mr. Bryan Kolesar, publisher of thebrewlounge.com and an expert on Philadelphia area beer. Bryan, thanks for spending time with us.
Good morning. Good morning. Up bright and early this morning.
Yeah. And we get a lot
to cover.
Yes, we have a lot to do. And the Philadelphia area is known a lot for its role in the history of the country, but it's also a very prominent beer area, too.
Yeah, we got a taste of history and the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence downtown today. We saw a little beer history before we headed out of town. And we've probably got 120 miles or so to cover today because the beer scene's not just in Philadelphia anymore. We're over in New Jersey right now as we talk, and we'll wind up in the city's western suburbs before heading back downtown tonight. So really look forward to it and love having you guys here.
Let's get to it.
This is the first place they made a lager. Pretty cool.
First up on our beer tour, Iron Hill in Maple Shade, New Jersey, with the very generous and very helpful brewer, Chris LaPierre. Bryan, what do you like about Iron Hill?
I like that they make standard, consistent beers available at all 9 locations, but that each brewer then has the latitude to get very creative with the rest of the menu, which, what did you see there? 8 other beers, I believe, that he does?
I just was so struck at the consistency, the wonderful mouthfeel, and how they were similar, and yet each beer was very distinctive. Just absolutely tremendous beers. I wish I could be more articulate.
Yeah, I think you're going to be really happy if you visit probably any of the Iron Hill breweries. All the standard stuff was delicious, and then the unique stuff, really creative. I really liked the Belgian themed ones that he had. Yeah, I would go if I was in the neighborhood. I'd go all the time.
We're at Victory Brewing in Donningtown, Pennsylvania. We're going to go in and have some lunch, sample some great beers, talk to some folks. Great day.
Stop 2, Victory Brewing Company. And where are they?
Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
And we had a sort of an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour because they don't do public tours anymore, but Matt Kruger, the Vice President of Retail Sales, gave us a tour. We even got to see whole hops being added to the boil. And as I understand it, Victory is one of 3 production breweries in the United States that only uses whole hops. And man, what a treat to see that and to smell those hops. You guys got to be taken into the hop freezer where you got to sample the hops, do a rub there, sample of the hops yourself, and we had a wonderful meal afterwards. Victory got to be one of the staples of the area.
It is. It's amazing. They're in my backyard, but when I'm in there, I watch people who have come from all across the region, from New England to Virginia, Ohio, who have come because this is really a cornerstone of brewing in the Philadelphia region. And it is a shame on one hand that they've had to discontinue public tours, but they really have maxed out every inch possible there in their existing operations in Downingtown, and to the point that doing tours just was not feasible anymore. Hence one of the reasons, at least, for moving just about 20 miles west to Parksburg and opening an additional facility for their production operations.
Stop 3, Ambler, Pennsylvania, and Forest and Main Brewery. It's an old Victorian type house, beautifully renovated, and really has the neighborhood feel.
Oh yeah, it's the kind of place that I would like to go and hang out every day. I mean, just have a nice beer, have a nice meal. You'd be with friends. I love their attitude about brewing and about cooking. it's all about the flavor and the moment. It's not about fitting into somebody's idea of a box, or a keg. It's about what tastes good today.
And the brewery itself, Andy, could fit probably in your garage. 7 barrels, but man, they've got it packed in.
That's right. They only have. It's the size of a small garage, but they have a brewery. That's big enough for lots of brew pubs. 7 barrels is a pretty decent sized capacity. I think they're a little choked on their fermentation capacity. They have a couple tanks in there to ferment in. But as far as that goes, you're right. This could be in somebody's garage.
And they defy styles. They brew what they like, and they bring in components from different styles and together to form their own styles. And the owners, Jared Olson and Daniel Endicott, have really got something special going on there. And it's yet another brewery that I wish that I lived closer to. Wonderful, wonderful place. The next stop in the Mount Airy neighborhood of Philadelphia, Earth Bread and Brewery. We got to spend some time with Tom and Peggy Baker, who are the owners, and they are all about sustainability. They're all about reusing things. All the furniture came from somewhere else. The brewery came from somewhere else. They're the former owners of Heavyweight Brewing, and this is another place where the beers kind of come from the brewer's head.
Yeah, they're making very good food there. Very interesting food. They have the flatbread oven in the corner. They support the local arts. It's a well-rounded experience where, there just happens to be some pretty good beer available too.
Another place where we would love to live near.
Oh yeah, I just felt so at home there. Our hosts were so gracious. I just can't imagine a better place to live in and a better neighborhood to just be in. I've been in a lot of places in my life, but Mount Airy seems to be one that I would fit right in. So for whatever that's worth, there you go.
Yeah, what a wonderful place and what wonderful folks. And then Tom snuck downstairs and pulled a Saison off the fermenter for us, a Saison with lime and lemongrass. And even though it was still flat, just a delicious beer.
So Brian, what's our last stop?
So our last stop here is Tired Hands. And Tired Hands has been around for a little over a year. And boy, I think you can tell from looking at what Gene is brewing in the brew house. He's one of the area's most talented and exceptional young brewers who is really making a name for himself. And then couple that with the cheeses, the meats, the pickles, the small plates of food that he's putting in front of you to go with these beers. It just makes for a great all-around experience.
So man, what a day. It's been a long day. We're tired, but it's a good kind of tired. Thanks, Brian, for what an awesome tour. Philadelphia is an incredible beer city, and thanks so much for your time and knowledge.
Somehow I'm even at a loss for words about today. I guess you can tell extremely proud of the region. There's a lot going on in the city, in the suburbs, at the breweries, at the beer bars. And you had that little treat that we didn't even talk about earlier. You had a chance to meet Tom Peters outside of his Monk's Cafe. The beer community goes far and wide around here, and I'm so glad to have hosted you guys for this visit today.
And thank you guys for coming along.
Well, I enjoyed being in your hip pocket all day. It was a great day. The people were just as gracious. Everyone that we met was welcoming and warm to us and treated us to the best of their beers and the best of their food. And I can't say enough about this area, about Philadelphia, and I hope this won't be my last trip here.
Yeah, I have to pinch myself regularly to believe this is really happening to me. I get to do these things, come on these trips like this, and it's almost always kind of the same. It's not the same town, but you meet wonderful people in the beer community. Everybody's always generous with their time, with their products, with their knowledge. Yeah, I just can't say enough about how fortunate I feel to get to do this.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for watching. Be jealous. Come to Philadelphia and drink some good beer. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Come and visit us on the web at basicbrewing.com. You can find archive lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits, and our Basic Brewing Brewer's Logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com. Welcome to Basic. What? Hey the red. I can't.